Hey, what's up YouTube? This is We All Juggle Knives. Welcome to my review of the Kizer Superbad designed by Mikkel Willumsen. Now, he is a well-known knife maker from Denmark. As you can see, this is a recurve. It's got a little guard there. It's got the old fuller, right? And it's got G10 handle scales, full tank construction, a stonewash finish. They also have a satin finish one. You can see the lanyard hole there as well. The blade steel on this is VG10. It is made in China, right? Kizer, known for higher quality stuff than most Chinese companies. Just showing you the full tank construction there. It's got a little jimping on a thumb ramp. So this is done in the distinctive style of Mikkel Willumsen. People who are familiar with his work will definitely recognize it right away. Nice flyby for you. If you don't know who he is, then you probably thought, that looks like kind of like a ninja, a mall ninja knife. No, not really. The design features, such as the blade shape, are consistent with his work. And he does do some tactical designs. All right, it's a bit stabby and slicey. All right, initial sharpness. And there you go. Yeah, look how thin those little slivers are. Now this is actually after I did use the knife for a bunch of things, so maybe it's not initial sharpness. Although I mostly used the recurve, right? So the part I'm cutting with, it's still pretty fresh. So initial or not, this thing is sharp as all heck. One good thing about this knife, take a look at the relief grind, right? Take a look at the geometry from the edge bevel to the termination of the edge, right? That is very wide, or you could think of it as the bevel not being very tall. That makes it great at slicing through things. All right, here it is. Speaking of slicing through things, I wasn't sure if there was a piece of tape on that little part that screwed up my mojo. But I wasn't sure if anyone would be wanting to use this knife for work utility. But just in case you do want it for work utility, here is my demo of the classic cardboard cutting with this knife. I've cut a lot of pieces of cardboard with various knives. I can tell you this thing sailed through. It was very good at cutting the cardboard. Now I think this knife was primarily designed as a tactical knife. That's a way of saying it was designed as a weapon. But, you know, I figure even if you did buy it as a defensive weapon, it's still good that it can do utility, right? And now as far as the weapon use, well, you know, apply the tip and the edge vigorously to vital targets, and with a sufficient amount of strength, speed, timing, killer instinct, you will succeed. So I ended up cutting a lot of cardboard with this knife. You know, what you see, that was only the highlight reel. I cut a lot, and it did really well at that work utility function. Okay, more stuff with this knife, the outdoorsy portion of the demo. So here we go, carving and whittling. Now again, I don't know if anybody really wants to use this knife for any sort of outdoorsy camp function, but I suppose if you had it on you and the need arose, it would be good to know that you can use it for various things. The recurve portion of the blade in particular gives you a lot of cutting power, because when you get it in that little kind of a notch just before the recurve ends, right, there's really no place for whatever you're cutting. There's no place for it to go but into the edge, because the edge kind of hangs over, right, the plane of what you're cutting. That was probably really unclear, but since you guys are knife experts, you probably can get what I'm saying by context. So that's what we came up with. We whittled a vampire spike. I always say tent stake, but really, you know, it's a fantasy weapon. It's a zombie, vampire, whatever the heck you want to call it. But that's how it came out after some more finishing and smoothing out, of course. All right, so you can carve and whittle. I also made shavings with that process. Here is the sheath. It is a Kydex sheath. It is fitted Very tactical, or at least non-traditional looking. Right, it holds it very securely. You push off with your thumb to free the blade. He who frees the blade from the sheath shall be crowned king of the British Isles. No, just kidding. But shout out to all my British subscribers. The United Kingdom is actually my second largest subscriber base, with the US being the first and Canada coming in third. Shout out to all. All right, final thoughts on this Kizer Mikkel Willumsen Superbad. This is a collectible tactical blade. It's collectible because it's designed by a well-known knife maker. The tactical part, it's designed as a weapon primarily, just the angle of the handle, the grip it gives you, the fact that it has a guard, the fact that it's very pointed, and it's kind of at an angle, like the belly is right there for the slice. Right, so tactical collectible with backup abilities for work utility and outdoor utility, primarily because of that recurve. I really do find a recurve quite useful for many different types of cutting. Right? How would I improve this? Well, Kizer has had some really good results so far with using stuff like S35VN, so I say they should up the steel and they would sell even more. I will include Amazon links to various Kizer knives. If they have this on Amazon, the link will be there. If they don't have it, or if they're sold out, I will include, a top 10 or top 20 list of what they do have on there. Please try to use those links. They do help support the channel. I really hope you enjoyed this knife review. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.